Hi, everyone. We're just going to give it a few moments to let the space fill up, and then we'll get started. Just about 2 more minutes, and we'll get started. All right, I think we can get started. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for our first Twitter Space event about the upcoming DG family launch. We're actually live from Milan right now, together with Dolce Gabbana. I'm Shashi, one of the founders of Unxd, and we're building the future of luxury and culture in the metaverse. I'm joined today by my co-founder at Unxd, Nick, along with Davide from Dolce Gabbana, sitting here next to me, Megan Casper from RedDAO, the co-founder of Polygon, Sandeep Nelwal, and the new CEO of Polygon Studios, Ryan Wyatt. We're thrilled that everyone can join us today, and thank you all for tuning in to listen. So just a really quick intro on UNXD. UNXD is bringing luxury and culture to the metaverse. We work today with some of the greatest brands and designers to bring their creativity to the blockchain. We're joined here today with our first partner, Dolce & Gabbana, with whom we actually launched the world's first couture NFT collection, which is called Collezione Genesi, which we launched in September of last year. Some of you may have seen that, and that collection actually sold for over 1,085, making it the highest value digital fashion collection that's ever been produced. Now, Collezione Genesi was a nine-piece couture collection that was seriously museum grade. It was inspired by the city of Venice and the limitless possibilities of digital creation and what the medium allows. 5 of the pieces within the collection featured physical counterparts, so physical versions of the designs, while all of the pieces came with really incredible digital and experiential benefits, including access to Dolce & Gabbana's very, very exclusive Automotive Fashion event, which happens only once a year in a really, really spectacular location in Italy. And ultimately, the pieces were purchased by some very notable collectors in the space, including Pranksy, who purchased 4 of the pieces from the collection, Seed Phrase, or Danny Maygard, who purchased the Lion Crown, Boson Protocol, which purchased the glass suit, and Red Dow, which purchased 3 of the items from the collection, including the most exquisite piece, which was called the Doge Crown. And part of what we're really trying to do together as Dolce & Gabbana and Unxd is to present a different proposition to the NFT community. A proposition that's based on what's made Dolce & Gabbana such an iconic luxury brand for almost 40 years. A history that's based on incredible artistry, incredible craftsmanship, and incredible experiences, but presented in a way that's digitally native and digitally authentic. We're now, of course, working together on a much larger drop from Collezione Genesi, and this is a community launch called DG Family, which will create the foundation of the Dolce & Gabbana collector community on the blockchain. The DG Family will be accessed through DG Family boxes, which is what we're dropping. And DG Family boxes are digital collectibles, or NFTs, that also serve as tiered membership to the exclusive universe of Dolce & Gabbana. DG Family members will receive exclusive digital, physical, and experiential privileges as Dolce & Gabbana and Unxd, push the boundaries of luxury and culture in the metaverse. And beyond this, we really aim for these boxes to both surprise and delight their holders along the way. So there are things that we are going to announce, and there are also things that we're not going to announce that are going to be surprises for holders as they join us on this journey. As a very quick sidebar before we get into some of the details, we wanted to chat a little bit about user security. We are really, really committed to the safety of our users and want to remind every listener here today to be careful of scams online. Be very cautious of what contracts you connect your wallet to, and make sure that you read and understand your MetaMask messages. Be very wary of counterfeits that you might find on OpenSea or other impersonating platforms. So just to be very, very clear, there is no active sale currently happening. You should always check unxd.com and our official Twitter, Instagram, and Discord channels for updates, which will only come from a directly authorized Unxd admin account, not from a bot, not from a DM. We will never DM you in Discord with details of a mint. We will never ask you for your wallet seed phrase, and there will be no random surprise release that happens without being announced in advance. Every collector will have plenty of notice before the sale actually happens. So with that, let me actually introduce Davide from Dolce & Gabbana to talk about the brand and the DG family.
Thank you, Sashi. I'm actually really excited to be here today and to be able to share what we've been building over the past several months. You know, Dolce & Gabbana has been producing iconic fashion for almost 40 years now. One of the special things about Dolce & Gabbana has been the closeness we have as a fashion house. From the very beginning, both our designer, Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana, have been partners in fashion, and that partnership has expanded to everyone who works here and our collectors. Fashion is literally a family affair for Dolce & Gabbana, and this collection helps expand the family even further, I think.
So what is DG Family to you?
DG Family is actually an extension of how we've always operated, but extended through digital technology. I think it's an exclusive community for our collectors defined by ownership of one of the 3 digital NFT boxes. We like to say that these beautiful boxes are digitally handcrafted. Essentially, look as if they're made by hand. The boxes actually are inspired by the iconic Italian Carretto style and come in increasingly rare materials. Like we have black wood, gold, and platinum. They're very beautiful in their own way, but they will also unlock an amazing journey, experiencing fashion in the metaverse and beyond.
So what are some of the benefits that collectors are able to get as part of their membership to the DG family?
Okay, let's try to make it easier. Each box grants the owner exclusive digital, physical, and experiential access to Dolce Gabbana. This includes an ongoing roadmap of exclusive drops featuring both digital and physical wearables. It also includes an exclusive Dolce Gabbana swag set, so you can be draped in Dolce Gabbana both online and offline. And let me tell you, let me anticipate you, this is going to be really special. The way the program works is that each tier is more exclusive than the last, along with all the benefits of the tiers below. The black box unlocks physical and digital fashion, um, along with access to digital experiences and other surprises. The gold box adds even more exclusive drops and access to a slate of real-life events. The platinum, that is the rarest one, is even more exclusive and is actually only going to be available by special invitation.
Right, so this is actually an important point to repeat. Each tier here actually includes all of the benefits of the tier below it, plus more. So if I own a gold box, I then have all of the benefits of the black box, plus exclusive benefits that the black box doesn't offer. And the same goes for platinum. There are benefits for the platinum box holders that neither gold nor black box holders receive.
Exactly, but from a fashion perspective, all these creations are going to be personally designed by Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana. And this, I think, is a really essential part of the project. This creation will also be very exclusive. They're not going to be sold in any of our boutiques worldwide, not even our e-commerce. So basically, they'll only be available for Digi family holders.
I think that's another point that's really worth repeating, that part of the proposition here is to produce something exclusively for a community that Dolce & Gabbana and Unxd are really committed to serving in a unique way. So that means producing items, both digital and physical, that are not available to anyone else unless they happen to be a DG family holder. So it's a really special experience to be a part of. So Davide, are we ready to reveal how much these boxes will cost to mint?
I've been asked this quite a lot over the past few weeks. No, not quite yet, because at this stage, I think because this collection is so different and historic, we're focused on communicating about the DG family drop, and we'll announce the sale price in the future, along with the supply. Let's just say that the collection will feature the same excellence and attention to detail we brought with Collezione Genesi back in September last year. We want to create an incredible experience for our community, and we are committed to doing so. While I can't say the price yet, I'm happy to say that the supply is going to be substantially more rare than 10,000. The prices are going to be revealed 1-2 weeks before the actual sales date. And right now, our focus is really on creating something very exclusive for our DG family. And I think holders will feel that, not just in the supply, but also in the approach to the creation. For example, like I can also reveal for the first time the exclusive swag set that it's gonna come with the boxes. We'll receive a bespoke collection of Dolce Gabbana t-shirts, hoodies, and sneakers, personally designed by Stefano and Domenico. We're actually producing several designs of each items with different rarity. So there is an element of chance involved in what each holder will actually receive.
I think this is another interesting and important aspect, and the fact that there are different designs here with this exclusive set actually adds an extra layer of exclusivity, even within the tiers themselves.
I think this guy, I'll let you guys speak about that and give more details about it. From all of us at Dolce, we're very excited for what we already have planned, and as well as surprises along the way.
So listeners should check the unxd.com website and social media, both Twitter and Discord, for these details as they are updated. But before you go, Davide, are there any other details that you can reveal that haven't yet been shared?
I think one of the main questions with a lot of projects that we've seen is confidence on roadmap. Dolce Gabbana has an almost 40-year track record of delivering beautiful fashion and beautiful experiences. And so our collectors should have a great deal of confidence in our ability to deliver, I guess, an ongoing roadmap. The first drops and experiences will be really special. And let me say, this is just the beginning. We have something really big coming up. There's a long journey that DG family holders will get to experience. Also, season and the changing of season is something that is really important to us as a brand. So I can also reveal for the first time that the planned drop is at the beginning of spring, not like almost about a month away.
Thanks, Davide.
Thank you.
So to recap some of these important points before we transition into the next segment, First, the drop date is going to be at the beginning of spring, just about a month away from now. Second, the supply is substantially more rare than 10,000, and the actual final supply will be announced along with the price of each box about 1 to 2 weeks before the drop date. And lastly, the exclusive swag set that holders will receive is a bespoke collection of Dolce & Gabbana t-shirts, hoodies, and sneakers that have been personally designed directly by Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana, which makes them incredibly special. And these items are not going to be made available for sale anywhere else. They're not going to be made available in any of the Dolce & Gabbana boutiques. They're not going to be made available on Dolce & Gabbana's e-commerce site. So it's very exclusive just to DG family holders. And beyond that, there will actually be several designs of each of these items and with different rarity. So there's an element of chance involved in what each holder will receive, which ultimately adds an extra layer of exclusivity, even within the tiers themselves. So with that, let's actually cover some more details of the drop and where it fits within the context of the space with Unxd's co-founder, Nick Gonzalez.
Cool. If you can hear me. Thanks, Shashi. So let me review a little bit, once again, what we know about the drop so far. So I just wanted to reiterate how seriously we take security first, though. We'd like to urge all listeners to be thoughtful and careful. There is no drop live at this time, and we are not DMing users. So I guess with that said, getting back to things, the upcoming drop, once again, is going to feature DG family boxes, which unlock an exclusive roadmap of physical, digital, and experiential privileges for owners with the boxes in their wallets. We also know that there will be one automatic physical/digital fashion drop granted to initial holders, along with a roadmap of future drops and future events. Those are digital and in real life events, depending on the tiering that you have there. And even as Davide and Shashi covered before, there's going to be specific rarity even within the box tiers themselves, depending on which variation or which style of item or drop is included with each box. The sale will occur directly on unxd.com at the beginning of spring. The price is yet to be announced and will be announced about 10 days before the sale. The boxes will be purchased at the initial sale for wrapped ETH using Polygon scaling network. Buyers can obtain wrapped ETH by bridging their Ethereum to the Polygon network using the Polygon bridge. Full instructions are provided within Unxd for how to do this. After the sale, the boxes will be minted on layer 1 Ethereum and bridged to Polygon for final delivery to their owners. This will benefit owners for future airdrops and sales powered by the boxes. And I think that this is looking toward the scaling of this. One of the projects that we have around everything that we're doing with Unxd is looking to the future and the scaling of Ethereum and the scaling of Web3 more broadly. And this is really one of the commitments that we have to making that happen. It's going to make it much easier for people to come on board on future drops outside of this collection with other brands or even ourselves. And it's going to be much more fluid, I think, and a better experience overall in the long run as we're going and scaling Ethereum through a layer 2 solution like Polygon. As Davide, getting back to it again, as Davide from Dolce Gabbana covered, the boxes come in 3 different tiers of rarity, with each box unlocking an exciting roadmap of physical and digital fashion, along with virtual or real-life experiences and some other surprises along the way. Owners will get access to these privileges, once again, by connecting to the UNXD website with the NFTs in their wallets to supply a response to fulfill an RSVP or even place an order for one of the physical items based on their ownership.
So more tactically, how do people actually get access to the sale?
Well, as people on our Discord and Twitter might know, we are currently running a whitelist raffle powered by the great service Premint for 1,000 spots in the whitelist. We've taken this approach to allow for a smoother sale and communication with collectors. There are some users can register for that whitelist through the links included in our Twitter, and I believe the tweet pinned to this very Twitter space. There are some restrictions for registration, but it is fairly open, I would say, compared to a lot of other, the approach that a lot of other projects have taken. To be clear, whitelisted addresses will be the first to be able to purchase the box on unxd.com before a public sale. Registration for the raffle, once again, is still open, and you can register on pre-mint through the links we posted. The date of the raffle is still to be announced, and we are also opening up whitelist slots through some other collaborations and avenues that will be discovered along the way.
So we've actually had thousands and thousands of people sign up for the Whitelist Raffle already, which is really exciting to see the level of enthusiasm so far on this, even though we're still a number of weeks out. But overall, we've actually now spent almost a year working together between Dolce Gabbana and Unxd on NFTs, starting with our debut collection, Collezione Genesi, and now with the launch of DG Family. So Nick, what do you think makes DG Family so special overall?
So I think the exciting and the hard part about this project is actually how it's very different from a lot of the other things happening in the space. It's not a 10K PFP project, but instead an exclusive box, essentially a membership that contains a stream of the creative works and experiences directly from Dolce & Gabbana over the course of, I guess we're looking at over a year now. Of course, this is a brand with a long public history of exceptional creative work, but it's also Dolce & Gabbana's second creative release onto the blockchain, so not something coming out of the blue there. Well, there's really nothing else out there quite like it. It's more akin to obtaining a pass to meet with and access work from your favorite artist rather than just a single NFT. The boxes allow for the certainty of ownership, but also the flexibility to adjust creatively as the NFT space changes. There's so little actual luxury fashion on the blockchain these days, and I think the pieces from this drop will be some of the most coveted digital pieces out there, along with the physicals, of course. I know I look forward to wearing some of the first pieces, in the metaverse, I guess, whichever one I guess we see blooming in the near future.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to it, and with the thousands of people that have signed up so far, I think it's just an early indication that people are really excited about what the future of fashion can look like in the metaverse. But as you mentioned, we are still super early. What I think is really amazing about NFTs is how they unlock the possibility of creating and connecting with a community in a digital space, and that's actually part of where we came up with the name. I mean, family is the closest knit form of community. Dolce & Gabbana is a family-owned company, and so the two really connect. But in terms of Web3, I think the composability of tokens in Web3 means that the pieces that we're creating and releasing can over time be upgraded and adapted to different contexts. So it actually gives us a really tremendous canvas to ideate from and provide different types of experiences in different environments. So to give one specific example, perhaps some of the wearables that we're producing can look one way in Decentraland and then a different way in a platform like Sandbox, and then perhaps even an entirely different way in other metaverses. And so that, I think, is a really interesting proposition for people that want to take part in a journey. I think also collectors will be buying into the broader Unxd community. And one of the aims that we have with Unxd is to create an ecosystem for these creators that may build an even greater world that these DG family pieces can all exist in. So I think this is a great chance to now introduce Megan Casper of RedDAO to get her perspective. And for context, RedDAO was a collector of 3 of the pieces from our debut Dolce & Gabbana Collezione Genesi collection, and will, as a result, be awarded 3 of the ultra-exclusive platinum boxes from DG Family as a result of being a Genesis holder of Dolce & Gabbana NFTs. Welcome, Megan. First off, what is RedDAO, and what's your role?
Thank you, Shashi, and thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. And real quick, thank you to the GNG and UNX teams for hosting this Twitter space today. So RedDAO is the world's first digital fashion blockchain agnostic focused DAO, where I'm one of the founding members. The goals of RedDAO are to participate and invest in the emerging narrative and opportunities around fashion and apparel trends towards dematerialization into digital metaverse wearables that are powered by blockchain technology. So essentially, we invest and incubate in all verticals of blockchain digital fashion, along with supporting, purchasing, collecting, archiving, and investing in digital NFT garments in the emerging world of digital wearables and fashion. So where digitization goes, we think fashion will follow. And how we represent ourselves in digital spaces now already plays a major role in our lives, and we think will continue to play a key role in the future of metaverse platforms. So at Red DAO, we're positioned to be involved in all parts of the ecosystem. Notably, Red DAO has collected 3 of the 9 items from the Collection Genesis, which include the spectacular one-of-a-kind Doge crown, which also is to date the highest valued couture fashion NFT to exist.
Yeah, that Doge crown is amazing and sold for 423.5 ETH. But what was really amazing was to see it in person on display, Dolce Gabbana's flagship boutique in New York on Fifth Avenue, where we held a private event during NFT New York in October. And for many people, it was actually the first time they got to see that spectacular piece and the entire spectacular collection in person, which I think gave a sense of the real artistry and the real craftsmanship that we're bringing to these collections that we're creating. But coming back to digital fashion, what actually attracted you to digital fashion, Megan?
Well, that crown, the event in New York was incredible in November, and the crown was beautiful in person, just as incredible as it was the digital version. So we're very excited to be holding that piece. But as far as digital fashion, my first aha moment was around 2013 and 2014. My involvement has been very early on in the crypto space, and at that time, very few crypto exchanges existed, and the trading volume for fungible digital assets was extremely low. However, I began to see a future where blockchain technology would eventually generate, capture, store, and disseminate all data, and cryptocurrency would provide a replacement to physical fiat. And as the world moves towards complete digitization and dematerialization, I started to also see that around 2016, it became very clear to me that not just fiat, but eventually all of the world's assets, including high-end consumer fashion, would eventually be tokenized. Since then, I've anticipated this moment, the moment that we're in now, where digital fashion and blockchain technology merge. And we already have aspects of digital fashion pervasive in how we represent ourselves online today, like the use of PFP avatars and digital clothing overlays and filters. We're currently in between this Web 2, which is like the version of the internet that most of us are familiar with today, which is dominated by companies that are centralized and provide services in exchange for our personal data, such as Instagram. And then Web 3, which harnesses blockchain infrastructure, the infrastructure is decentralized and distributed attributes for greater user utility, offering users value capture abilities in exchange for their data and content creation. So the ultimate goal of Web3 is to create a more intelligent, connected, and open applications and websites. The decentralization of Web3 really redefines value creation and ownership. So in Web3, brands now have the opportunity to offer consumers a deeper relationship with their brand, and consumers become a stronger aspect of the brand by making it an interconnected community while participating in interactive and experiential metaverse offerings that provide continual unlocked value to the owner. And this is just as in the case with Dolce & Gabbana creating their latest DNG family drop.
So turning back to this DG family drop, how do you think this drop compares to the other things that you've seen in the broader ecosystem?
I really appreciate how different the DNG family drop is compared to what everyone else is doing and what is happening in the digital asset fashion space. Of course, it's one of the very few NFT projects to exist so far that's backed by a multi-billion-dollar company that also has a track record of producing fantastic fantastic luxury fashion. Dolce & Gabbana, to me, is paving a new way ahead for other existing luxury fashion brands to follow by showing what's possible with Web3 technology and how brands and consumers can serve each other with greater utility. Today, we are seeing metaverse communities being built on Discord, and I believe eventually these will evolve into brands being their own DAOs and launching digital asset products off of Ethereum name service ETH domains. And I believe that Dolce & Gabbana is one of, or if not the only high-end luxury fashion brand with the foresight to actually act ahead of this trend. So it's obvious to me that they understand where the world is headed, and they've demonstrated this with the Collection Genesee, and now with these boxes that are being dropped with the DNG family and the membership activity that comes along with that. So it's important to note that the NFT space is full of, 8 to 10,000 collections of avatars or PFPs that are currently being used specifically for that purpose, with no other initial built-in utility or experiential application. Whereas these DNG boxes are not only digital and physical products, but most excitingly, an invitation to an experience and an ongoing community building exercise. So the entire narrative is contained within these boxes, and I'm so overwhelmed with anticipation to see the unfolding of all the aspects that Dolce & Gabbana has in store for us. And of course, I also love the physical aspect because I very much love physical fashion, and I can't wait to see what the collection actually looks like, and to attend my next DNG in-person event as well as in the metaverse.
Thanks a lot, Megan. It's really great to hear from a collector's perspective, and especially you, who are so deeply in the space and have the added context of being early into crypto now almost a decade, and to being just a fan of luxury and fashion yourself. So that specific intersection, I think, makes you and your perspective super unique. And for people who want to follow you and also RedDAO for more information, where can they find you?
Of course, on Twitter for myself and RedDAO both. And then also to check out some of the DAO's collection that we're currently holding. For now, we're sharing that on Instagram, but we'll soon be doing that on our website, which is reddao.xyz.
Great. And as listeners may know, we are really big believers in Ethereum and the economy being built on it every single day. We're also really big believers that scaling that is a necessity to bring digital fashion to an even wider audience. And as part of that vision, DG family boxes will first be minted on Ethereum layer 1 after the initial sale, and then bridge to Polygon's layer 2 solution for delivery to their buyers. And we have a long-established partnership with Polygon, and this will allow collectors to take advantage of the lower gas fees, the substantially lower gas fees that Polygon offers, and for future drops that come as part of these boxes.
Great. And who better to talk about Polygon and the minting of this on Polygon than one of the principal founders of Polygon itself, Sandeep Nailwal, and the CEO of Polygon Studios, Ryan Watt. So Sandeep, could you start off by describing what Polygon is and how it's related to Ethereum?
Yes, so Polygon is a Ethereum scaling platform, which essentially means that doing transactions on Ethereum are extremely costly and slow, but that comes with very high degree of decentralization, which Ethereum offers as the most decentralized and secure chain. But we believe that the user activity, for end user activity, you need much more scalability, that is lower cost of transactions and faster transactions. So that's what Polygon is trying to build, where Polygon is expecting to build some of these, you can call them layer 2 chains or secondary layer chains, which can do these transactions in a very secure way and fairly decentralized way, but in a very low cost manner, as well as in a fast manner, but then settle those transactions eventually back to Ethereum. So that gives the users a very good experience, and overall leads to, like, the goal of Polygon is to um, you know bring the mass adoption of blockchains, and provide blockchains to have internet level scale. So yeah, that's about Polygon.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's really the overall vision that sold us on layer two being the future, and the necessity to scale not only on the technical side, well, to scale on the technical side as we're scaling on the community side and bringing more people into the crypto space and through I guess crypto commerce and Web3 more generally. Um, More personally, I guess it would be interesting to hear. I know we've spoken a lot personally, but to hear what's drawn you to specifically the Dolce, to this drop in Dolce and Gabbana in general.
Yeah, so I mean, from my side, like, I've been, watching UNXD from very close quarters, and since I met Shashi, I think quite a long time ago now, and we also have been looking to see how fashion and Web three. I mean, at the merger of fashion and Web three, because fashion is a lot about engagement and building these special experiences. And it was very clear to me after meeting UNXD team led by Shashi, that they are absolutely the top notch talent in the space to create this new kind of niche within the overall Web3 ecosystem. And I think they have proven that with the first drop with the Dolce and Gabbana. I think it's the world's largest, by the size, I think, fashion NFT drop. And with the new stuff coming in, like with the DG family, this DG family drop, and some of the other big things that they are bringing in, I think they have a pole position in terms of becoming the leader in the luxury fashion segment in Web3. And I would also like to thank UNXD, that since they have done it, I think parallelly there have been a lot of brands who are looking to do these Web3 related experiences. Some time ago, Adidas and Prada did it. So I'm absolutely excited, and especially with the previous drop, also the kind of experience, the buying experience, and unboxing experience, and everything that UNXD team created. I think they are the best talent pool right now to have to build these high end fashion luxury experiences within Web3.
Well, that's quite flattering to hear, and I'm sure I speak for Shashi as well. With someone saying thank you for those kind words. I know that it's not just about us, but you guys as Polygon have a ton of stuff going on, and I was wondering if maybe you and Ryan could help share some of the stuff that's happening in the space through Polygon. It feels like you guys have an announcement every 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually true. Even I can't keep track of things now, and I keep getting pings from people that, oh, is this happening on Polygon? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, let me check, and then you know. So there is just too many things happening on Polygon, and I think right now we are seeing kind of a Cambrian explosion on the applications that are building on Polygon. Mm, apart from them, like on the NFT segment, right? So I generally feel that NFTs have three larger segments. So first is the abstract art, and these generative art, and PFP project and all that. That is the first segment. And then after that, the second segment is the gaming segment, and the third segment is this brands, sports, and kind of celebrities and things like that, right? So this is the third segment. And if you see the distribution of market overall, In the real world, it will be like the third segment, which is the brand celebrities, and this one would control probably like 30-40% of the market. 50 to 60% would be the gaming, because gaming is an absolutely huge industry. And then only 5%, or from somewhere between 1 to 5%, would be in the arts, right? Art segments, and people doing collectibles and things like that. Whereas right now, if you see in NFTs, you see the art segment dominating the entire market, right? Like 60-70% of the market that we see when we talk about it, it's all about art, right? Art and degenerative art and PFP project and things like that. I call them abstract art. But if we see that NFTs are going to become like our part of our day to day lives, they should start reflecting the market structures in the real world, which means that this art segment, even though it will remain very big, but it will shrink to smaller and smaller size in terms of the overall percentage of the market. And the second and third segment, which is the gaming and the brand celebrities and sports, will keep growing up. So at Polygon, we are very focused on these things, and there are a large number of projects that are going on. I mean, in the sports segment, from Steph Curry, launching their, NFTs, and I mean his stickers related NFTs, and many other like NFL and other people, other big sporting leagues doing a lot of stuff, and much bigger ones actually coming in the future. And then on the brand side, like Unxd is there with Dolce and Gabbana, and Adidas, Prada, Clinique. Like there have been multiple such brands who have done great stuff, and now we are seeing more and more celebrities also getting into the NFT game. I like 2-3 days back, I think Stephen Colbert from the late night show, he also launched his NFTs. So I think this third segment again, like is ripe to explode, and should bring in a large amount of market attention to it. So yeah, very excited for this segment overall.
I think those are some really interesting insights, and I think particularly looking at the real world and then seeing how that reflects, I guess via analogy, onto the digital space and everything happening in Web3 and with NFTs is a very good insight, and part of I think why we're very excited to be working on creating stuff that bridges the gap between the physical and metaphysical parts. I think with that too, I think it's helpful to get some insights from Ryan, the CEO of Polygon Studios. So I think with that, Ryan, if you can introduce yourself and share a little bit about the projects that Polygon Studios is working on, and more importantly, your view on Web3 and digital fashion.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Thank you. So my name's Ryan Wyatt. I was recently tapped to come over as the CEO of Polygon Studios. I had spent almost the last 8 years at Google, where I started the gaming vertical at YouTube, and that was a great journey and a great adventure for me. And a lot of the reason why I wanted to come over to Polygon was just how well suited it is from a platform standpoint. Do you speak to any developer? They are very excited to kind of build in Web3, and even more so when they look at Polygon's tech stack and how easy it is to use, the environmentally friendly aspects of Polygon. And so the studios team really is here at service to all of the developers. We have over 7,000 dApps that are built on Polygon today. And the studios team wants to make sure that we are adequately supporting the wonderful, vibrant developer ecosystem of all these different developers that are plugging into Polygon's tech stack. And so that's really what we are here to do, really be at service to the developers. So I look across the space, yes, I think gaming gets a lot of attention because of the excitement around it, because a lot of users will come into Sandeep's point as kind of like early adopters into the crypto space. But on the studio side, we're covering everything from sports, fashion, culture, metaverse more broadly, music, entertainment, and gaming. And so it's fun to see kind of all these different facets come together and having conversations like this. And then also starting to see how people are uniquely thinking about NFTs depending on what they're doing. Like, I really like this drop because it's no longer just like a digital experience, right? It's like, how are you marrying both the digital worlds and physical worlds together and offering utility around that? And so, what you all did in September was really exciting. And so seeing this new drop coming up, seeing kind of like such an iconic luxury brand enter the space, doing it in the right way, like these are the partnerships that get me really excited. And I think there's a lot both sides will continue to learn. But I'm thrilled to be here and thrilled to support initiatives like this.
Sorry, I think I had a connection issue just right there. I think that's really good to hear. And I guess more specifically, Dolce & Gabbana as contrasting or similar to the other projects that you're working on with Polygon Studios, or you're just seeing an environment overall. I mean, you have such a vast experience in the gaming space and obviously now in the NFT space. It'd be really great to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's like, look, when you have such a reputable and iconic fashion brand coming into the space and really doing it right, I think it sets the tone for a lot of other brands on how they should be thinking about it. I do really like this idea of this great long storied track record of working in the fashion industry and then nailing this idea of how you marry these digital and physical worlds together. I think that's really important for a lot of people that are still trying to understand the value of what an NFT is, what it brings to the table, how they should be thinking about it. And for gamers and on the gaming side, it's a little bit easier to understand, right? Like they already have a well foundational understanding of kind of like what a digital item means to them and how they can utilize it in game. It becomes a little more abstract and ambiguous when you start thinking about fashion. And so the marrying of digital and physical worlds together, I think, is really important for people to understand it. I also think the great thing that's going to continue to happen is, look, we are spending more and more time in digital worlds. And I think people do, there is a, if you will, a peacock effect that people like to show off things that they own. They like to have ownership. They take pride in owning these things. And you see it every day in the physical world. It doesn't translate easily into the digital world. And so projects and initiatives like this really start to get people to understand and be grounded around what's happening with this initiative. So I'm excited to just continue to see what I would consider like non-endemic Web3 companies and brands enter the space. And then what we'll continue to do on the studios side is be great evangelists and supporters and educators to make sure that people understand the opportunity, how best to launch and execute, and really just, be there to kind of hold their hand along in the process. So it's been fun to look at all these different projects. With each incremental one that's launched, you're constantly learning, and thus the industry continues to iterate. And I think that's the beauty of the space right now.
I think that was a really, really effective wrap up. Thanks a lot, Ryan. And I think with that, we're going to close out the space just as we come up to about an hour. And I'll do a quick recap of some of what we learned today. But first, very much wanted to thank all of the people who've tuned in today. If you've made it all the way to the end, we're going to reveal one last piece of information. And then, of course, really want to thank all of the speakers. Davide from Dolce Gabbana, who's sitting here about 2 inches away from me, which we're violating, I think, proximity protocols maybe as we speak. Also wanted to thank Nick, my co-founder at Unxd, Megan Casper.
Too close.
Yeah, exactly. And Sandeep and Ryan from Polygon. So to recap some of the really important points that we learned today, DG Family is the next evolution in the journey that Dolce & Gabbana and Unxd are taking into the metaverse, and will be launched with a drop of DG Family boxes. DG Family boxes are digital collectibles, or NFTs, that also serve as tiered membership to the exclusive universe of Dolce & Gabbana. What DG Family members can expect is to receive exclusive digital, physical, and experiential privileges as Dolce & Gabbana pushes the boundaries of luxury and culture in the metaverse. And we really aim for this to be a journey. And in addition to the roadmap that will be clear and ongoing, there are also going to be elements of surprise and delight to holders of DG Family boxes along the way. The drop date is going to be at the beginning of spring, just about a month away from now. The supply is substantially more rare than 10,000, so something that will be very exclusive. But the price of each box is something that we're going to reveal about 1 to 2 weeks before the drop date. Now, each one of these boxes do come with an exclusive swag set after the launch for holders. And the exclusive swag set that holders will receive is actually a bespoke collection of Dolce & Gabbana t-shirts, hoodies, and sneakers that are personally being designed by Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana themselves. So that makes them incredibly special. And there will actually be several designs of each of these items and with different rarity. So there's also an element of chance that's going to be involved in what each DG family holder will receive. So that's actually going to add an extra layer of exclusivity to each one of these tiers, even within the tiers themselves. Now, the Whitelist Raffle is currently active. We've actually had thousands and thousands of people sign up for that. And we haven't yet announced when the Whitelist Raffle is going to conclude. But for those of you who have made it all the way to the end, I am going to announce it now. That Whitelist Raffle is going to conclude on March 11th. So just a couple of weeks from now. And it's still open, so be sure to sign up if you are interested. The whitelist is taking place on a service called Premint. You can find that link in our Discord and in our Twitter, but that URL is premint.xyz/DGFamily. And for people who want to receive information as we go, Twitter and Discord are going to be the best places to get live updates on the DG Family drop. So be sure to follow both Dolce & Gabbana and Unxd on Twitter and join the Discord, which again is linked to from all of our social media as well as the Unxd website. Now, at the very end, I would actually like to end the space by reminding people to be aware and be safe. User security is something that we take incredibly seriously, and with the drop as high profile as this, there are just bound to be bad actors and scammers who are going to try to persuade you to mint on a site that is not authorized and not legitimate, and ultimately rug you. So just to be very, very clear, there is currently no live mint of the collection, and you should be wary of any site that is purporting to be releasing the collection and trying to get you to connect your wallet. So make sure that you're always very cautious about this and that you're reading your MetaMask transactions. For official updates, please follow us directly on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. Any communication will only be made by one of these authorized channels and by an authorized Unxd admin account directly within Discord. This will never happen via DM, so be very wary if someone is DMing you, trying to get you to mint on the site. The initial sale will occur directly on unxd.com. And no other platform, not on OpenSea, not on any branded platform like dgfamilysale.com. It will only happen on unxd.com, so be sure you are on the domain directly. We really want everyone to be safe. We are never going to ask you for your seed phrase. So make sure you stay safe. Everyone stay fashionable, and see you all next time.